Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Sharon. I chat about all things intentional life and style, and today I thought I would recap something that I completed very successfully, something that I've been putting off for far too long. I finally decluttered my wardrobe. So let's chat about it. I started this whole declutter process yesterday. I also have a closet that I pretty much emptied. It took me a few hours. It definitely took a little bit longer than anticipated, but I feel really good about my whole process and what I did. And I'll get to those details later on in this video. If any of this interests you, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and keep watching. This is what we're working with. My husband is that side of the closet. We also have these drawers. I am basically this bottom half, and then there are a few things in here as well. I don't think I'll start decluttering these areas as much as my other clothes, because this is where my activewear, underwear, pajamas, and things like that sit. These are kind of out of sight, out of mind. This is where I store dresses, longer pieces, maybe even some occasion wear. Started throwing clothes here. I think some of them are definite no's. Some of them are actually yeses. And then I have a few handbags just stuffed under there. Up here, some storage with some handbags. And then here, I normally store my pants and then some miscellaneous items. This area is kind of where I just stuff my loungewear, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, button-up shirts, all down here. I don't think I'll have too much to declutter in terms of getting rid of them, but maybe some to store away. A few things in little bins here that I likely should clean up as well. And then of course my knitwear and jeans are just all in these little cubbies. This is what we're tackling. I have these particular hangers. Can't quite remember. I have either 60 or 90 of them. And these are actually petite hangers, so they're about 15 inches, I believe. My clothes, especially when it comes to tops, they fit onto these really well without having the hanger like poke into them so that they're stretched out. I bought a few packs of these back in the day when I first moved, and now they're kind of hard to find, these particular ones. I really like these. Some of my loved clothes are on the floor because I ran out of these hangers. So I have these black velvet hangers that we have quite a bit of. I could use these for like occasion wears, dresses, things like that, where I don't need to worry about the items stretching out. And then I have these pant or skirt hangers. I'm gonna add this additional challenge to see if I can limit myself to just my hangers to keep this space intentional and also keep any sort of additions intentional. Of course, there is the option to buy more hangers, but yeah, let's just work with what we have right now. There were a few main reasons as to why I really wanted to pursue this declutter. First off, I've always wanted my wardrobe to be a very calming space. After all, I love clothes, I love putting together outfits, and I've been curating an intentional wardrobe for the last few years, since 2020, so it's been about 4 years. Which is kind of crazy. I did end up getting rid of quite a bit of clothes when I moved from one city to another about 2 years ago. I'm starting off with relatively less pieces if you compare it to some other declutters. The pieces that you'll see are pieces from that declutter, along with any additions that I made in the last couple of years through my own purchases or through my work as a content creator. Because of the influx of clothing that I've received these last few years, my closet was getting a little bit overwhelming, or at least neglected in a way where it didn't feel organized. I just wanted to do something about it and also ensure that my wardrobe only contained pieces that I really love, that I would reach for again and again. The second reason, if you missed it, I am pregnant. I am currently going into my 19th week. Because of this, I feel like it's a really good reason to store away clothing that won't necessarily work for my changing body at this time, but are pieces that I will continue to love and wear, likely postpartum and beyond. It's also a great time to store away seasonal pieces since it is getting warmer out there. It'll be summer during my 3rd trimester, so I really don't need those fall, winter pieces sitting in my wardrobe and just taking up space. It's also a really good time to get rid of pieces that realistically don't fit me anymore or just don't feel comfortable, whether that's in fit, color, style. The third reason, if you caught a few videos back, you'll know that I'm pursuing a low buy this year. One of my tips to ensure success in this intentional spending practice is to pursue a declutter. I did mention that I've wanted to declutter my wardrobe because that is where a lot of my additions are made, where a little bit of my impromptu purchases were made in the past, and a declutter would validate what I already own so I know where to focus my spending. I'm also trying to limit my maternity wear purchases. Get creative with what I already have, really rely on those relaxed and looser fitting silhouettes. The hair tie trick no longer really works for me anymore. So I did make a recent purchase, this belly band, which is supposed to go over my waist and hips, and it's supposed to cover the button and zipper area of the jeans. I can continue to make good use out of what I still have instead of purchasing maternity jeans. This is something that is pretty affordable and it doesn't take up much room. And it also came with a couple of these. It basically acts as the button and the enclosure area. That's really handy. It comes with 2 sizes. I'm actually wearing one of them right now. And then I also have a few stork pieces that they kindly sent over, which includes a really great pair of leggings. I don't know, I think the thought of maternity wear and having it just last a certain season of my life doesn't feel right to me. That's kind of the direction that I'm going to take right now. And the fourth reason, my dreams for a wardrobe has always leaned more minimalist. So of course, reevaluating it and downsizing it is always a goal of mine. Having less clutter in my space just makes me feel a lot more calm. This is coming from someone who used to be a full-blown shopaholic with an overflowing closet and still with feelings of having nothing to wear. Thankfully, my current closet is nowhere near that anymore, even with the pieces that I've taken out and don't intend on keeping anymore. If your intention isn't to downsize your wardrobe, don't worry, a declutter will still benefit you because it's a really great way to hone in on your own personal style. You can figure out what you like, what you don't like, just based on the pieces that you've put in each of the categorizations, which we'll go through later on. And you'll kind of see like a running theme in terms of style, fit, fabric, even colors. You can determine how you want to continue to grow your wardrobe. Before I get through my entire decluttering process, I do want to note I do have some clothes, jackets, coats, shoes in other closets, mainly in the main floor by the mudrobe and then in my office. But this particular video is focusing on my bedroom closet space only. I did watch a few decluttering videos kind of with a process in mind already, and I was really excited to see that those processes were quite similar to how I wanted to pursue it. My process is a little bit more simple in that I created 3 categories: a yes pile, a no pile, and a store away pile. The videos that I did watch applied this closet editing system that was introduced by Alison Bornstein, who is this really great stylist, and she actually recommended very similar piles. So of course she had the yes pile, the no pile, and then she had subcategories under that no pile. That consisted of absolute no's, not now's, which would be similar to my store away pile. And then she also adds a 3rd pile called how. That pile consists of items that you love, but you're not sure how to wear them. She does recommend to style those with your yes pile pieces. It's just a really good experiment if you're a little bit iffy about certain items and to really identify whether or not you should keep them. It's a really great system. I'll link one of her videos down below. I've played a lot of dress up. I've posted a lot of my outfits over on social media. I have a really good understanding of my pieces and I didn't end up creating that pile. On to the piles or the categories. First thing that I did is I took out all of my absolute yeses and I placed them all on this clothes rack. These obviously consist of mostly my wardrobe essentials, items that I would recommend if you're first starting off a capsule wardrobe. So things like basic tank tops, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, button-up shirts. I've realized I have quite a few. I think the button-up shirts will be wonderful during pregnancy as my bump continues to grow because there are so many ways to wear it. I am keeping all of them, and it's also made me realize that I really don't need more at this point. This rack also includes dresses that are quite relaxed and flowy and allow room for a growing bump. Very happy that I started curating items like that in the last year or so. And then additional layering pieces like some really great denim shirts, a cropped jacket, a blazer, and then also a few miscellaneous items that I think will work really great during postpartum that I just know will be really comfortable. They're really old pieces. And then I've also kept a few pants that, to be honest, I don't know if I'll be able to comfortably wear them throughout pregnancy right now. These ones from Uniqlo, they're my absolute favorites. I don't want to store them away yet. I'm gonna experiment with them. So I'm keeping them inside of my wardrobe for now. This area also contains some knitwear and jeans. Like I mentioned, I am gonna experiment with my jeans, try it with the belly band, and see how it goes throughout my pregnancy. Knitwear, a lot of them I'm still keeping in my closet as well. Even as it warms up, I feel like, especially with the lightweight ones, I can throw them over the shoulders. I can bring them along with me for any sort of chillier evenings. I just really like how they look in the cubbies. So I'm not gonna store away most of them. And then of course, some loungewear. It is what I wear for the majority of the week when I work from home. I really love the collection that I've built, my bag collection. I need to figure out what I want to do with that. It was kind of just thrown into my closet so that they're a little bit more organized and they just look more pleasing to the eye when they sit in my closet. Very happy with these pieces here. It's definitely more downsized. It may not look it. I know I'm not the ultimate minimalist, nor do I strive to be. The ultimate goal with having pieces sitting in my wardrobe is to ensure that they are loved and that they make sense during this time in my life. Then I went through what was left in my closet that would either go into a no pile or a store away bin. I just took everything out of my closet at this point and started categorizing that way. That is an older bin and it stored a few spring and summer pieces, so I took all of those out to leave room for my fall winter pieces that I don't plan on keeping in my wardrobe at this point. Items that I decided to store away included jumpsuits, which were mostly occasion pieces that I don't think I would feel comfortable wearing as I grow through my pregnancy. It would just be really inconvenient since I use the washroom all the time now. Turtleneck shirts and sweaters, I won't be needing those throughout spring and summer either. And then anything that just doesn't feel right now, like tighter fitted tank tops that don't feel comfortable, but that I'll know I'll want to revisit later on in postpartum and beyond. We have the storaways, and we have the nose. The storaways, obviously, as you can tell, I need a little bit more storage. I plan on putting the rest of this into bins and then storing all of this in my office closet. And then we have the no pile. I honestly didn't think it would have this much stuff in it. So I'm very surprised how much of this stuff took up some precious space in my closet. So I'm gonna have to go through all of this and figure out what I want to sell, what I want to donate, maybe even items that I could repurpose. Yeah, they need to find a new home. The best part about all of this is I'm left with this many petite size hangers. Amazing. So I think that was a pretty good success. Overall, there are a few things that I discovered after completing this declutter. One is that I own a lot more than I thought. Just seeing it all come out of the closet, it really makes you realize how much stuff you can curate, especially since looking at my no pile. When it comes to color, clearly, obviously very neutral tones. If I were to add more color to my wardrobe, which I still want to do, they will be very subtle. I am very much a jeans and pants girl. I'm very limited in the pants that I'm able to comfortably wear right now. Like I mentioned, I'm keeping my Uniqlo pants as well as my Aritzia Effortless pant in my closet. I'm gonna try to get creative with those. I might have to turn towards ones that have elasticized waistband. I know those are really good for pregnancy. If I add to my wardrobe, I think a lot of my purchases will be focused more towards pants so that I have a pretty good collection for the next few months. At this point, I don't need to buy maternity wear, maybe another pair of leggings. But other than that, I'm gonna work with what I have and continue to limit my spending so that I do really well during this low buy year. So there we go. That was my whole decluttering process. Pretty simple, and I feel really great that I got to the point of taking everything out and categorizing it. Now I just need to figure out what I want to do with my no pile and then my store away items. If you are interested in seeing more of this, I do plan on organizing my pieces, putting them back into my closet, maybe finding some organizational products to assist in creating a very organized space. So if you are interested in that, let me know in the comments. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here. If you've done a declutter, if you plan on doing one, if you have opinions about my process, I would love any sort of feedback. So let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at the next one.